I'm Sarah Springer.
Hello, and I'm Amanda Bollenbach.
We are the co-founders for Love Well Foundation. We started back in the fall of 2016, just sort of with a message that was personal for me about stopping hate. There was a lot going on at the time with the election and sort of people on social media and just hate crimes going on in the world. Just seemed like they wouldn't stop kind of thing. And so I knew Amanda made some t-shirts and I reached out to her.
Yes. So Sarah had this awesome idea for a t-shirt that said #StopHate with a great message behind it. And once I made it for her, there were some other people that had interest with the same t-shirt. And I just thought, well, if I'm going to be selling them, it would be wonderful if we could give back to something to actually help with this cause of Stop Hate. We had looked at some local charities and foundations and really kind of honed in on the anti-bullying campaigns. So we had donated to Megan Meyer Foundation,
Pacers National Bullying Prevention Center, and then with Project Safe Space. So we worked with a few foundations prior to becoming our own foundation. We had certain t-shirts that went towards those specific causes.
Yes.
So after we had the Stop Hate shirts, we had a lot of people asking for their kids that they wanted a shirt.
Yeah, and we kind of came up with like a softer message of kindness matters, and so we had sold quite a few of the kids' shirts, and from there we just decided if we're going to sell them, let's go ahead and give the proceeds back to some foundations and charities that were geared towards anti-bullying. We'd also made some contributions to Project Safe Space in St. Louis, which was for some of the refugee children that were here. We gathered some, we call them kindness bags, and we got our kids involved, which was really fun.
That's really, I wanted my kids to really, because they're asking about wearing the shirts and stuff, and I really wanted them to be a part of actually showing what kindness, like what that means. Like if kindness matters, what does that mean? And so Project Safe Space had a list of supplies that they needed, and people in the community and everything just donated to us, and all we did was really put them together and deliver them.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. And then we were at a standstill.
Yes, we knew we wanted to kind of keep going, but we weren't really sure kind of what our next step would be. So we kind of talked about maybe starting our own nonprofit and kind of taking away from like the Megan Meyer Foundation and Pacers, like something to do with mental health. So we brainstormed about like what would be the most important thing that we could help with in our community with mental health services, and we came up with counseling sessions.
Yes, because we both know from experience it's challenging to find a counselor, someone who's accepting new patients, and then once you find them, to get in with them, and then once you're in with them, to be able to afford the session. So those are all barriers to accessing care, and we wanted to break down those barriers and offer financial assistance, put together a resource list of counselors, of support groups in the area that you can go to if you're struggling, and just sort of make it easier for people to find help. And then the biggest thing with finding help is people being brave enough to ask for it. And so in order for that to happen, we really have to break down that stigma of if you ask for help, you're weak, or it's you shouldn't be upset, you don't have anything to be depressed about, you don't have anything to be struggling with kinds of stuff. So we have a Love Will Voices.
Yes, so that was one part of our mission was we had the counseling sessions. We wanted to become accessible and free. And then another was like building that community of support, which is, yes, where the Love Well Voices came in. So we actually get real stories from people. Some are local, some are nationwide, that submit their stories of where they're at, either struggling right now with a mental health issue, or maybe they're on the other side, kind of giving hope to those that are going through something right now. And we've had anonymous ones. We've had people, give their full name and bio and what they do now. But it's important to have that connection and to have those stories accessible, so you know that you're not alone. And
Right.
that was really important part of our mission.
Yes, and that it really does matter. Like getting help and being a better version of yourself and all that is important, and it does matter, and there is hope kinds of stuff. Yeah, like Amanda was saying. So yes.
So from there, we became an official nonprofit in February 2018 in the state of Missouri, with the help from an amazing lawyer friend who, free of charge, just said, like, I like what you're doing, I want to help, and she basically made it come to life on the legal side of things.
Yes.
And then our biggest hoop was just getting the funding, which is where all of you guys came in. So, right out the gate, we had great support from you guys, which is amazing. We put on a trivia night, we've had dine out nights, and we've just been like blown away by the support from you guys. So it's just made us want to keep going. We are exploring to open that Shop Love Will We do have a Facebook group for it right now, but next we have an actual website, which will make it so much easier to purchase jewelry, apparel, coffee mugs, and more. Those purchases are our main funding source for these counseling sessions. So we can't wait for you guys to see the website. We've been working hard on it, and it'll be so much easier to purchase things and how we've got it set up right now.
We're on social media. You can follow us there at Lovewell Foundation on Facebook, at Lovewell Foundation on Instagram. lovewellfoundation.org is our website, and that's how you can access community resources. It's a work in progress still. We hope to have all that launching in May. And then kind of just keeping up with what we're doing on social, like what we're doing. We do a blog and that sort of thing. So
there's a lot of information on one site, but it's all good. So you can either go on there to get support. You can go on there and learn how to help other people get support. If you just want some new jewelry, new shirt, you can go on there and just shop and know it's going right back to a great cause and helping others.
Yes.
We hope to just be a great resource for people. And the nice thing is we know that it's hard to kind of look for a referral for a counselor. Sometimes you're not really going to put out there like who's got a good resource for a referral, for a counselor. We hope to be that resource for you, so you can just log on and know, okay, here's some great services they offer, and you're so one click away from getting help.
Yes, and so you find the counselor, make the appointment, and then the funds are already there for you to be able. There's nothing else that has to be done once you make the appointment. Like everything else is taken care of. Letting them know you're with Lovewell Foundation. Mention the foundation, and they know that you're using our funding to pay for your session. And then our support groups.
So part of the community outreach and support is the support groups in general. We have teamed up with a friend of Sarah's.
Yes, so my friend Lindsay, from actually my first friend when I moved to St. Louis, actually has a sister with cerebral palsy, and since I met her, her whole dream was to be an occupational therapist and to have like this support group for people who have special needs family members, and it's just kind of stars aligning and everything that having that support group is also part of a mental health, so we just thought it kind of went together, and she knew an occupational therapist from East Special Needs, and they had been wanting to put a support group together, so everything kind of fell into place for us to have the Lovewell Presents East Special Families and East Special Siblings support group that meets the last Saturday of every month, and the goal is to have resources for families of those with special needs, and for people to come together as a community, and for siblings to have each other, to know that people in similar situations, basically.
Yes. And another way to help, we are actively looking for counselor referrals all the time. So if you are a counselor, or you know somebody that's a great counselor that you would like them to be part of the Lovewell Foundation referral network, please reach out to us at info@lovewellfoundation.org.
Yes.
And we would be happy to give you that information.
Yes.
And that is where you can share your stories for the Lovewell Stories. And it can be, written in really any specific style you want. It can be anonymous.
We don't really have, honestly, any criteria, word length, or anything like that. It's really for you to talk about your journey. Whether you're in the midst of it, you're starting out, you're on the other side of it, providing hope, or you just need to collect your thoughts and sort of process what you're going through. Those are all ways that are just helpful for other people to know that they're not alone. So you can feel free to submit your stories to us, and if you want it anonymous, then all you have to say is to keep it anonymous. we can share as much of your story or as little as you feel comfortable with. So info@lovewellfoundation.org
Yes.
is our email.
Yes.